guys, my name is Justin, aka Justin Lambchop on Twitter if you don't already know, and I'm very excited to make this video today because I will be discussing my thoughts and opinions and some highlights on the assignments for the 2017-2018 Grand Prix events, which were just released today, and this is a really important season because the Olympic Games are in 2018 in February. That's going to be here in no time. This video is going to be a short, quick one because I'm doing it on my break at work. So whatever I leave out, and I will leave out some things, feel free to just write it down in the comments. Anything that you think is really important that I did not discuss. Let's start by going through the disciplines, and we'll go through the ladies first off because that's my favorite. So I printed out all of these charts here and made some notes. The first thing that stood out to me with the ladies disciplines with their assignments is that the two U.S. top ladies, Ashley Wagner and reigning U.S. national champion Chen, will be going head-to-head in both of their Grand Prix assignments in Skate Canada and Skate America. By the way, two amazing assignments. Let's not send Ashley Wagner over to Asia, as I think that may affect her performance, or it may have last season. So excited for that, and I'm excited that both of them will go head-to-head twice in the season. It will be interesting to see who comes out on top. My hope is that the same woman comes out on top at both Grand Prix events and wins nationals, so we send a clear front runner to the Olympics. I think that's the ideal situation to me, and I would hope that would be Ashley Wagner, the experienced veteran. However, I'm also a big fan of Chen, and I could see her doing a good job leading the U.S. ladies into the Olympic Games if she were to be consistent and have her boot issues completely behind her this season. Wouldn't that be amazing? So let me know, what do you guys think? Do you prefer Cain win those two events or Ashley, or would you not mind if they flip-flop? Placements aside, I think that both of them should skate well all season long. I know Ashley's seasons tend to go up and down, and maybe peak later on in the season. I would really like to see both of them be consistent from the beginning and can have a blowout performance at the Olympic Games and Worlds. That would be my dream, but I think that may be unlikely. We'll see. I can always hope, right? What else for the ladies? I think it's worthy to note that Carolina Kostner got assigned 2 Grand Prix events. However, it will be difficult for her to land on the podium as she will be at Ross Telecom Cup and an HK Trophy. So she is up against some stiff competition at those Grand Prix events. I'm not sure if her goal right now is to dominate the sport. Obviously, Marissa has retired this season, so her comeback was not really successful. Maybe it could be a different story for Carolina Kostner, but we'll have to see. My hopes are not high for her winning either of those Grand Prix events. It's also great to see some new faces will be appearing on the Grand Prix season for the first time in the senior ranks, and those two faces would be Marin Honda of Japan and Alina Zatova, I'm saying that incorrectly, from Russia, who is the reigning World's Junior Champion. So it should be interesting to see how they do. I'm surprised that Marin Honda was not selected to skate at NHK Trophy, as it seems like the Japanese Federation is trying to push her as the newest upcoming star. But nonetheless, I hope she does really well. But Skate Canada is a packed field for the ladies, so we'll have to see. Something else I wanted to discuss was the TBD spot at Skate America for the ladies. Obviously, most of the American skaters already have 2 Grand Prix assignments. Ashley Wagner, Chen, Gracie Gold, Mariah Bell, by the way, good for her, except for Paulina Edmonds, who was only assigned 1 Grand Prix at France. So that spot could go to Paulina Edmonds, or it could go to a female skater who does not have an assignment, such as Courtney Hicks, maybe Caroline Zhang, who skated really well at Nationals last year and performed well at that Challenge Cup as well. Or maybe it could be Angela Wang. What do you all think? But it should be interesting to find out not only who gets assigned that TBD spot, but when. Because I think it would be nice to let the skaters know well in advance so they have time to really amp up their practice sessions before the competition. So that should be interesting to follow. No Adelina Sotnikova, reigning Olympic champion, assigned to a Grand Prix. As of now, she potentially could get the TBD spot at Rostelecom Cup. That would be interesting. And then I am also really curious on who would get the TBD spot at Skate Canada International. So congratulations to the Canadian ladies. They have 3 Olympic spots for the games in Korea. So Gabby, Caitlin, Elaine Chartron all have 2 assignments, and there's that TBD spot. Canada really needs to fill it with someone good in case one of those 3 girls that I just mentioned were to be injured and to miss the games. I think it could either be Larkin Osman or Sarah Tamura, who both placed 4th and 5th at the Canadian Nationals last year. Both did fairly okay on the Junior Grand Prix ranks last season, so it should be interesting to see which one of those lucky ladies is assigned to Skate Canada, or awarded to Skate Canada, I should say. But yeah, I'm interested to see that. Also want to know, I think my Canadian girl Gabrielle Daleman has a good shot at fighting for the top spot at both of the Grand Prix events she's in. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very realistic. I'm not saying she's a shoo-in to win. I'm saying she has a shot at the title at both of these events. Maybe she can win a Grand Prix medal for the first time in her career this season, or even make the final. Now, that's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tough for Gabby to make the Grand Prix final. But if she does, I will be here celebrating in Seattle so loud that everyone in Asia would be able to hear me. Now, I think that's all the notes I have for the ladies, so let's move on to the men's. The first thing I note here is that Patrick Chan and Yuzuru Hanyu will have a matchup again. This time it's not at Skate Canada, it'll be at NHK Trophy, so it'll be interesting. The last 2 times that they met up at Skate Canada, Patrick Chan has taken the title over Yuzuru. I think the Japanese fans may have an influence, a big influence on how Yuzu skates at the NHK Trophy. So I think this time it'll go to Yuzuru Hanyu. And I'm very excited to see Vincent Zhou get 2 Grand Prix placements. It'll be his debut season on the Senior Grand Prix ranks. And Grant Hochstein will also get 2 assignments as well. Another surprise is Joshua Ferris is assigned a Grand Prix event. However, he's only assigned 1, and there is a TBD spot at Skate America. I think there's a good chance that it could go to Joshua. I'm rooting for him this season. I love a good comeback story, and he's such a beautiful skater. It sounds like he's really amping up his training more so than he has in the past. So if he could get those quads around and be consistent with all of his jumps, he's just a beautiful skater. I think he would be a great choice to send to the Olympics if he were to deliver at Nationals and at his 2 Grand Prix events. Let's see, what else did I put here? Skate Canada, the TBD spot. Also interesting to note, I think it could go to Nicholas Nadeau, who is a very strong newcomer in men's Canadian skating. He placed 4th at Nationals last year, but could have easily placed 2nd if he were to land a few more of his jumps. I think he's the future of Canadian skating, so it would be great to see him awarded Skate Canada. What else did I put here? Kudos to Adam Rapon and Nathan Chen for being assigned Skate America. I think Nathan Chen will win Skate America. Hopefully he does well at Rostelecom Cup as well, which is the first event of the Grand Prix season. So that would be a good way for the US men to start off the season with a bang. That would be amazing. But Nathan does have some stiff competition as he goes up against Yuzu at Rostelecom Cup. Who will come out on top? Or will it be close? Will it be a quad fest? Or what do you call that when they all fall on their quads? Splat fest? Because it's in the beginning of the season. Who knows? Nathan Chen does have enormous potential, though. We saw that last season, the Grand Prix final, and at 4 continents. Unfortunately, he did not live up to all of our high expectations at Worlds. I personally expected him to win, but it's okay. I think he's going to be all right this season heading into the Olympic Games as the leading U.S. man. those are all the notes I have for the men. What next? We have ice dance. So the first thing I noticed after going through all of the placements for ice dance is that the top teams, in my opinion, won't be competing against each other until the Grand Prix final. Those teams being Tessa Scott and no, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir of Canada, the French, and the Chiputanis. So really, the Grand Prix final will be the bloodbath or the most exciting event for dance all season. But I do think those three teams are pretty much a shoo-in to win all of their Grand Prix events. Some other interesting thing to note is that the TBD spot for Skate America, it could potentially go to Rachel Parsons or Michael Parsons, who are already assigned Rostelecom Cup. So I think it'd be good for them to get a second Grand Prix event. It'd be a good experience for them as they are now competing as seniors internationally. And I'm surprised, maybe not too surprised, that Tessa and Scott were assigned Skate Canada with Weaver and Poje, Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poje. So we'll see what the discrepancy is between the scores of those two teams in both the short and the free dance. Obviously, right now it seems like Tessa and Scott are the #1 Canadian dance team, but I think Caitlin and Andrew are still hungry to be close behind. So that would be interesting to follow this season. And those are all the notes I have. And last but not least, we will discuss pairs. I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I thought was I'm so sad with how the current state of pair skating is in the US. The only pairs to have 2 Grand Prix assignments are Alexa and Chris, and Haven and Brandon. Thankfully, they'll both be at Skate America, so hopefully the home crowd will encourage them to skate really well in Lake Placid, New York. The TBD spot, however, who knows who it would go to. It could be Tara Cain, Danny O'Shea, who will be at Cup of China, or Marissa Castelli or Mervin Tran, who are only assigned to Rostelecom Cup, because it would be nice, I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to give it to Marissa and Mervin, as they are the reigning national silver medalists. But then again, the US also has 2 more pairs that I think are deserving enough for a Grand Prix assignment that currently do not have one. And those 2 pairs are Ashley Cain and Tim Leduc, who have been getting quite a bit of exposure and experience the last season, especially for being such a new partnership, and also Deanna Stellato and Nathan Bartholomew, who skated so well at Nationals last year, at least in the short program, blew me away. Had some mistakes in the long, but held it together enough for me to still enjoy their performance. I have no idea what I prefer. What do you all think? But yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. Skate America and NHK, I think both have good lineups. At NHK, we have Sway and Han up against Stobulba and Klimov. And at Skate America, we have the Canadians, Megan Duhamel, Eric Radford against Aliona and Bruno of Germany. Those should be some interesting competitions to watch. Also interesting to note is that the 4 Canadian pair teams each have 2 Grand Prix assignments. So that just shows the difference of the state of Canadian pairs and US pairs. The one positive I can see about US pairs being so low right now is that we can only go up from here. One can hope. Maybe I just jinxed myself by saying that, and worse things will happen to us. Who knows? But do you all have an idea of who you want US FSA to send to the Olympics for US pairs? I think it should be Alexa and Chris. We'll see. Maybe it's too early to decide, but let me know what you think. And that is it, everybody. Quick, simple video. Whatever I miss, as I said before, just leave it down in the comments. Shout out to my friends Nicole, Kanishka, Josh for helping me come up with some of these ideas for this video. And I will see you all later. Thank you.